Okay, I've got another fabled build here. This is kind of new. It's a lot different from the other ones that I've been trying. It's a lot more control based, but I think it's pretty good. So let's get it started. We got double ravens, double galbus, double or triple Kushano, triple cruise, triple Grimro, and we splash some Dark World into here. 3 brows. I'm going to go over some of the cool plays you can do with this and everything else. 3 Silvas, and 3 golds. Alright, then unrelated things, we've got Dark Armed, Morphing Jar, and Gores. Alright, spells, we've got Monster Reborn, Card Destruction, Allure, Cold Wave, Trunade, and Dark Hold. And we've got double Dealings and double MST. Reason I'm using this is because Gravekeepers kind of screw everything up. They make it so that you can't use Cruise, which is one of the assets of the deck. And then we've got double Book for a little protection. Alright, then we've got something fun. I'm trying Forced Requisition. This is the control aspect. Whenever you you can activate it when you discard a card, and then from then on, not including that discard, your opponent has to discard the same number of cards whenever you discard a card. So with that in mind, then we've also got Beckoning, which is ridiculous with Forced Requisition. You get pluses off of Cruise, you get everything back to your hand, and your opponent discards their whole hand. Alright, some of the cool plays. Actually, let me go through these guys too. Extra deck, Stardust, Dark End, double Valkyrus, 2, double Wyvern, 1 Ragin, 1 Leviathan, 1 Mistworm, 1 Chaos King, 1 Black Rose, 1 Stygian, 1 Brionic, 1 Goyle, and 1 Scrap Dragon. Good stuff there. If there was more room, I'd definitely put in another Leviathan. Ragin, you really only need 1 of. Alright, side deck, we've got triple Reckless. If I'm against Gladiators, then usually I need to go a little faster. This helps. Decrees for Gravekeepers, anything else that uses a lot of traps. Devies that work against Gravekeepers too, surprisingly. If you can get it out their first turn, then you get rid of everything in their hand. Works pretty good. Or all the monsters, at least. Also is really good against Quick Draw. We got Torrential, just for extra space, I don't know. Starlight against Glads, Whatnot. Nobleman's against Gravekeepers. My Body against Quick Draw, whatever. Glads. Honest against Glads, Quick Draw, it's whatever, it's a good card. And Avenging Knight too. This is really good against Quick Draw because you can just run through tokens. Alright, some of the cool plays. So, say you've got a handful of Dark World guys. You've got a Raven that you acquired by some means, and you've got 1 brow and say 2 Dark World guys. Pretty likely scenario. So what you can do is summon Raven, and assuming that it doesn't get solemned or warninged, then you can activate his effect with priority and discard all these guys. He goes up to a level 5, and you get to special summon his. Alright, yeah. So You put Browse Chain Link 1, Gold, and then Silva. Those two don't really matter. But the important part is that this guy goes Chain Link 1, so then he's the last thing that resolves. So then your opponent can't chain Bottomless or Torrential in response to these guys because you're drawing a card, not summoning. And then, what are some other fun plays? Alright, you've got Forced Requisition face up on the field. It's already been activated. And you've got Kashano, maybe 2 Kashanos in the grave. And you could have a Valkyrus or anything in your hand, whatever. This guy just makes awesome pluses with this card. Whatever, you don't really have to have this. But if you've got these guys in the grave, and you've got a couple Fabled guys in your hand, whatever, you can just activate both of their effects. Get this guy back to your hand by discarding that. Get this guy back to your hand by discarding that. Your opponent will have discarded 2 cards. Beast. Also with Forced Requisition, you can have that along with this. If you've got a Dark World, it would normally be an even, a trade-off. Like so, if you've got 1 card in your hand, say only this guy, and you activate it, you draw it into the Dark World, and special summon it, you've still got 1 card now with the Dark World guy on the field. Just now 0 cards in your hand. And your opponent would do the same, but then instead, they also discard 1. So with this simple little card, you can get a +1. Also, it works well with card destruction. Activate it, Forced Requisition, makes your opponent discard the amount of cards that you're discarding before they discard everything for card destruction, or after, I'm not really sure. Regardless, they'll not have any cards in their hand. Alright, cool stuff, comment, whatever.